What's up, everybody? In this episode, I give my 5-month update with heavy duty, the experiment I did, high intensity training. Does it work? Is this the best way to train? Does it deliver the best results? And is this something you should consider for your own training? First off, I want to share that it's been an awesome 5 months connecting with everyone who shares their comments, their insights. I look forward to it every day. Now, I'm in a position where I make content because I like to, not because I need to sell you ebooks. I don't need to sell you supplements, and I think you guys have already noticed that. With that said, I'm going to continue making bodybuilding content that you're used to from me, and with that, there's going to be a new look to the channel. 2 years ago, I founded a company called Team Airvert. I actually co-founded it with my son. We work with pro athletes, a lot of high-level collegiate guys, and you're going to see a lot more of that from me as well as my son. We're aiming to reach prospective athletes, and it's going to have a different flavor, but the bodybuilding part is still going to be a part of this channel. Now let's talk about the results of this experiment. 5 months, high intensity, very low volume, 16 total sets per week, lately divided between 2 8-set full body workouts. So I train every Monday, I train every Thursday, there's plenty of rest in between, I take the weekends off. We stayed the same 15,000 calories weekly, roughly 190 grams of protein on average. It was important that I kept the nutrition constant to be able to determine whether or not high intensity actually worked. Other factors to consider. In October, I decided to get into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 3 days per week, and the training allowed me to use my strength to my advantage to neutralize guys with lower belts. Being in shape also helped with speed of movement. I was passing people's guards with basically sheer athleticism. A few other things that were clearly apparent though. Number one, nothing replaces technique. So when you roll against a purple, blue, brown belt, black belt, you realize just how ineffective you are regardless of your athleticism and strength. I got beaten up, I got smashed so many times, it was ridiculous. Second thing, there's a difference between being in shape and being in fighting shape. So lasting a 5-minute round was not easy at first. It was a huge wake-up call that I need to actually put some work in this area. What that work is more 5-minute rounds. Finally, in 2 months, I've had a bruised hand, mat burns, strained ribs for 4 weeks. I tore my hamstring, came back too early, tore it again. Has this hampered training? Believe it or not, aside from the hamstring, no. That's the advantage of training 2 times per week. You can recover properly, both from weight training and something like jiu-jitsu or cycling or whatever else you're involved in. Now let's talk about the results. I was 175.6 pounds at my lightest when I started this experiment. I'm now 181.6 waking up weight. That's 6 pounds in 5 months. Considering I was at 15,000 calories through a constant throughout this whole thing, that's a huge win. Leanness is probably the same for the most part. Measurements, my legs are bigger. I gained almost half an inch on my arms, 1 inch on my chest, and 1 inch, believe it or not, on my neck. My shoulders look fuller. My waist is 0.2 inches smaller than in the beginning. My strength has gone up considerably on all lifts, and I'm walking around midday at about 184, 185 pounds. To me, this is a huge win. I feel comfortable at that weight. So what does this all mean? What's my interpretation of the results? Listen, progressive weight training is hard. I don't enjoy it. Some people do, I don't. To be able to have gotten results off of 2 30-minute sessions weekly, listen, I'm ecstatic. If I had upped my calories a little, instead of 15,000, maybe 15,500, 16,000, do I think I would have gained a bit more size as a 50-plus athlete? Yes, I think so. If I had a spotter to push me with forced reps, I think my progress would have been even better. I just didn't want to drag my wife into the garage to give me another spot, give me a set. Other observations. Gaining muscle at my age, in my opinion, is critical to longevity. Secondly, less done well is more. As I've always said, provide the stimulus, let the body grow through rest and proper nutrition, and you will see gains. High intensity works really well for a 50-year-old athlete. Imagine taking somebody in their prime with training them the proper protocol, perfect protocol of high intensity, proper nutrition, recovery, consistency, hard work. I have no doubt anyone would have extraordinary progress, and more importantly, in a super efficient manner where they can enjoy life outside of the gym and still get the benefits of training to the max. A question I often get is, what does your training look like? So here's a couple of exercises. Pull up, I've got 77 pounds attached to my body. Here on this set, I ended up actually getting 9 reps. 9 plus a forced rep. Try to get a full range of motion here. I'm wearing gloves because it's awfully slippery living in Costa Rica with the sweat. And you'll take a look here, just trying to go all out till failure. I think I'm getting pretty close at this point, and I think I try to get one more rep here. Hold, it's not working, abandon, and that's all I do. This one over here, I actually do a set of flies prior to doing this bench press, and you'll notice I try to keep it controlled. I do a set of flies for about 60 seconds. I quickly transition to the chest press. I don't fully lock out because I find it keeps the tension on my muscles. And I'll tell you right now, my shoulder's killing right now, my right shoulder from jiu-jitsu. Over here, side laterals. Yes, the garage is a little messy in that corner. Having said that, nothing fancy. I try to keep the pace good. Try to squeeze at the top a little bit. And once again, you're going to notice I go until momentary failure, and that's about it. I barely get this rep. I think I try one more rep here, a partial, and I just leave it. That's it. Tricep pushdowns, I don't have great apparatus for triceps, so I rely on the bands, black band, red band combined. Full range of motion is a little awkward on this movement as well because of the way the band is set up. But again, you'll notice the squeeze. I try to squeeze at the bottom and just keep it controlled, keep it slow. You notice I'm straining right now. So what's next for me? I'm going to tell you right now, more of the same. I'm in a groove, I'm making progress, with the next goal being either I get to 185 but leaner, or I move up to 190 with the same amount of leanness. Right now I haven't quite decided yet. The bigger question for you though is, what's next for you? Where do you want to take your physique? My advice to you, proper protocol, consistency, 6 months all out, you can dramatically change your physique. I'm hoping that you take me up on that challenge, and I'm hoping you share your results with me in 6 months' time.